Oh, have you been to any of those New Jersey dispensaries at all? Have you checked them out?
I've checked them out just for the sake of checking them out. The way they're set up is fabulous. Never mind the actual product, because for the vast majority of people going, that product is going to be the best they can get.
Yeah.
If you're not already in the culture and you don't already know people, it's very hard to get high quality stuff that you can trust. Because everybody's out to make a quick buck, and I can't blame them for that. Everybody's trying to feed their families. I
Yeah.
think it's interesting that a lot of the people I grew up with that were dealing work in managerial roles for dispensaries now. Like
That's
they have a record, they have a rap sheet. A couple of them have federal charges, and they heard that it was going to be legalized. They went to these companies that were coming over from Colorado and said, "Listen, here's my rap sheet. Here's what I've been arrested for. I know what I'm doing." And they hired them on the spot.
yeah.
So now they get to do something they've always done and enjoyed on the legal side of things. And they're advocating for more and more of their friends that have non-violent crimes to come in and work with them. And I think it's done fantastic things for the community.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, that's spot on. I mean, that's the whole thing from the marketing side of this or the business side of it. If I had to recover right about the business side, but like there's so much more the ethical components. I feel like the accessible home grow, so everyone has fair access to cannabis, and freeing the nonviolent cannabis offenders and including them in the industry, they have to be central components to it. Otherwise, why the hell are we doing this? You might as well just decriminalize or deschedule it and let people do whatever they want at that point and not even have a marketplace if you're not doing the inclusion.
And I think it's very intelligent of these companies to not stigmatize the people that have a record for it because they clearly already know what they're doing. They've been around the product their entire lives. Why would you ignore that kind of experience? When something is suddenly allowed, that doesn't mean it suddenly starts to exist. It existed before, and to ignore history is to repeat it. It didn't work with prohibition, and it's not going to work this time.
Damn sure. Damn right, man. You know, that's what we're trying to advocate to the states. Touch and go. We'll say it seems like New York and New Jersey have more of a desire to do it. Still an uphill battle, but they seem to be doing it better than some states. Could be better, could be worse, but it needs to be done right. So that's kind of the conundrum I feel like watching it unfold on a day-to-day basis in my role.
Well,
But you know,
you're in a
it's
position
oh
you're in
sorry,
a
no, go on.
position you're in a position, fortunately for you and everybody else in the community, to advocate and push for these things on a day-to-day basis. I tend to pay more attention to it on the grander scale because I'm not inundated in it day to day. But I know that all wars are fought of many battles, and I feel like this is one that we're all destined to win.
Dude, I hope you're right, man. I love that perspective. And you know, and I like that too because I like talking to the people that aren't in the industry because they do have that different perspective, like you just said. If you could just kind of take kind of provide an insight maybe for industry folks like me, whether it's in the media or just folks that are running businesses, what is something that you think the cannabis industry might be missing, or even just the psychedelic and cannabis industry might be missing, from what they're trying to develop in this nascent market and what the community and everyday consumers like yourself or everyday individuals like yourself might want to know or learn or might be misconceiving about this plant.
I think just like a brochure of information. Like I have a lot of people that when the dispensaries open, my parents smoke, my cousins smoke. Like I said, I've been around it my entire life. So they would come to my house the first time ever and they're like, "What do I do? What do I get?" They don't
Mm.
know what rolling papers even are. They don't know you need water in a bong. They just don't know. They have zero idea how they're going to feel.
So it's not
They
even the
know
plant
nothing.
compounds, it's just the whole structure to it.
Yeah, like they know that you can smoke it and
That's
they
about
know
it.
that you'll get high, but they don't even know what high is. They only know whatever they associate it with Shaggy from Scooby Doo all the time. I'm going to get really dreary and be super hungry, and that's
But they
not
don't know
always
any
the case.
effector. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I think just a little brochure, even just like a postcard of information, like, oh hey, if you smoke it, you're going to get this, and you're going to get a bigger effect if you do this, this, or this. Because they didn't know there was a difference between a blunt, a joint, a bowl, and a bong. They didn't
Yeah.
know it would affect you differently.
Yeah, we're still struggling. People still don't know the difference between indica and sativa, and what they think is the difference between indica and sativa isn't even correct. It's it's interesting you say it like that, and that's kind of unfortunate because that is the problem we always have. That just seems to be what they call the education gap, and it's just like you said, there's so many fundamental things as well as top level, more important, granular sort of things they need to know too. And it's just, it seems like it's going to be a really uphill battle. And I hope
I
that it can be
think
beaten. It's going to be a tough one though.
I think for a lot of dispensaries, they need to, on an individual level. I'm a big believer in small business, even if it's part of a chain. I believe in the power and trusting your managers.
Hmm.
So let's say that's a chain that came out of Colorado, right? They need to trust their store managers to find a local smoke shop, somebody that deals in the paraphernalia, to be able to recommend people, hey, go here. I trust this guy. He knows what he's talking about. That way you have the hardware and the product covered. That way people that are just looking, I just want to unwind after work, you can get the product. But if all you're looking to do is unwind, you don't need a steamroller.
Right. Yeah.
Like
It
that's just
different
not
needs.
something.
Yeah.
It's
You
just
need
not something
different.
you would need.
Right. Yeah. You got to
Exactly.
educate people
Exactly.
on what they actually need, what they actually want. There's different results based, and what one thing isn't going to work for another. I love that idea about the collaborative spirit of it. And I think that kind of runs afoul with so much of what's going on in the business right now is, these major players are, trying to take over. And also even the smaller ones, it's just such a level of competition that it's almost like most of them would rather choke out an industry and acquire the company rather than collaborate in some sort of like aspect of like what you just said, where it could actually benefit all sides, including the community.
I believe very strongly in education. The one thing about dispensaries near me, I would immediately implement if it was my business, is maybe just an index card describing the whatever product that they're purchasing, whatever strain, to send with them.
I wonder if that's even allowed. Because I know New Jersey has really strict marketing rules. I wonder if that's considered marketing material. It should fall under brochures, but knowing New Jersey and its laws, I could totally see them saying that's a marketing material too. I want to look into that because that is, I mean, it's a good idea to send home the information. I wonder if New Jersey law would allow it or if they would have something convoluted that says that's a marketing flyer or something.
Um, I'm sure if you didn't put like company letterhead on it and you just, let's say it's,
Like
again,
a
I might
flyer or
be wrong.
something.
No, but like I believe it's indica is more of a relaxed strain.
They're more about the plant structure than anything, but the commonly known as indica is the sedative, sativa is the uplifting.
Okay.
Not
So
entirely correct, but yeah, that's what people know them
yeah,
as.
whoever is actually dealing with this and ordering it would know more about the individual strains.
Sure.
So if you sell that strain, just, oh, what can you expect from this? Because they'll tell you when you're there. But it's just you can only fit so much information on a vial that big.
Right. You're going to get
So the
three
same
emotions.
information, the same information that you would get from the person behind the counter, I think should be sent home with the product. And even if you're not advertising it, so you don't need the company letterhead, you don't need a price point on there, just it does, you can expect X, Y, and Z when you consume this product.
I think I might have just been able to pitch you as a marketing head for a couple of companies in New Jersey dispensaries, dude, because that's a great idea. Yeah, I also don't like need you to I don't want to put you into like just talking about weed and stuff. I know we got just a few minutes here and I wanted to bring it back, man. Like, what are you focused on? With everything that's been going on in the world, I know you're dropping some good bits of information since since you started your accounts and stuff. What are you working on these days? Where are you trying to do anything
I'm
different or what's the
so
momentum for
I'm
you?
trying to convince a couple of my good buddies to. I've reached out to 4 or 5 different people in my personal life that I've always bounced ideas off of. People I've had smoke sessions with, and it's just really blown my mind. Even going back to high school, I was in a special program that ran more like college, out
Mhm.
of a technical school. And the one day we were done our work, so we just sat around a table talking about whether or not black holes could create wormholes to shorten the distance in space and time, which is
Okay.
not something you would expect out of a bunch of high schoolers sitting around doodling on a piece of paper. Like we were about to get in trouble, and then the physics teacher walked over and was like, "Wait, what?"
So
So I'm
keep
trying
going.
to get
Keep going.
I'm trying to convince them to start a podcast with me because the little bit of knowledge that I have been speaking of is just general advice to me, but I don't think it really means much without a way or an example of how you can apply it. So the Hanlon's razor and Sonder theories were applied in that video in real time. And I think that's what resonated so much more is that you can visibly see people relax and think this through.
Hmm.
And I think it's really important to have another person to bounce those ideas off of, who's also kind of an out there thinker that might bring a point of view that even I wouldn't have.
And
Um,
what would you? Oh, sorry. Go on.
I'm trying to put together a little bit of a journal that I want to throw on Amazon, which is like, all right, here's my weekly goal. Here's what I'm going to do to reach it. Here's my Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And it just gives you 2 or 3 lines on each. Because the idea isn't that you need to hit that goal. It's just, this is what I want to work towards. If
Right.
it's a new car, then you can break down that you researched cars that day, or you signed up for a newsletter. So I'm trying to put that together, but I've ran through a couple of designs that I just haven't been happy with. I'm also working on a cosplay for Anime NYC. Me and my girlfriend are going this year.
Oh, nice, nice. Anything you're ready to announce, or is that TBD?
We're going as I'm going to be Belle Crannel, and she's going to be Hestia from Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon?
Okay, I don't know what that is, but that sounds awesome, man.
It started off as a big fan service anime, which if you've seen any fan service anime, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
I
Skinny
don't.
waist, exactly what everybody expects out of stereotypical anime women. Like it was made for a very specific audience, but it did so well with the story and all the supporting characters that it's expanded to 4 seasons now.
Oh, nice. Good shit, man. That's awesome. I gotta dive in. I've always felt like I would really appreciate anime, and I just never have. And especially with all
It's
the
ju-
weed I
it's
smoke, I was like, why don't I sit back and watch some of this?
it's just storytelling. That's
Yeah,
all it is.
yeah. No,
I've heard
I've heard great things. I've just for some reason have never gravitated to it. But like, yeah, the few times I have, it's always seemed like some great watches.
my biggest one that I recommend because everybody likes good fight scenes and likes seeing an overpowered character is that time I was reincarnated as a slime is probably my favorite anime that's come out in the last 5 years.
You got me on the title.
Yeah, it was one of the ones that started this big the genre is called isekai where you're died or transported to another world and it's really one of the ones that like exploded out of it. Demon Slayer is the new big one on the block and that's been doing phenomenal. I
Nice.
have a coworker, had a coworker at the last company I worked at. He's 42 with 3 daughters, two just turned 16, and his other one's 12. She wanted to start watching anime with him. So he was like, oh, fine, whatever. I'll sit down and watch it. And it had this 43-year-old man shedding actual tears.
Oh, nice. So it's just the whole layer of. I mean, it's like you said, it's a whole world of storytelling, and just
And I
happens to be
honestly,
animated.
I think you can do so much more with anime than you can with most TV shows because it's
Yeah,
lower budget and you can actually just do a whole lot more. Like the amount of effort
tons of
it takes
creative
to make a
liberty.
not even just that, the effects, the amount of effort it takes to make a fireball that looks good in real life is astronomical.
Right.
You go to any middle school in the country and go to the art room and say, "Hey, I need a good-looking fireball." You'll get six by the end of the day.
It's a good point. Yeah, I mean, there's. I wonder. Well, I guess now with the writer strike, I don't know what that's going to do with all the creations in the world, but I wonder if we're going to see more of it in the future. Because I mean, yeah, those production budgets and so much other
So
crap to it.
we're going to see so much more anime in the future that I think it's going to eclipse traditional TV. There was a the Demon Slayer movie, the train Mugen Train that came out about 2 years ago.
Hmm.
If you had to guess an anime movie that's all limited theatrical release in the United States, what would you say its worldwide box office was? If you had to take a shot in the dark,
I mean, because I know a little bit about the box office with the Asian markets, I'm going to assume at least a couple 100 million, but that's all coming from Asia.
1.4 billion.
All right, nice, nice. A little bit of an
It
audience, a
was
little bit of a
it
fan
was
base.
the highest grossing box office of the year. It beat everything.
Oh, I didn't know that. All right,
$1.4 billion box office by the time its run was done.
damn. That was 2 years ago.
Yep.
All right, well, you hear that, Meg 2 fans? We got a huge bar to clear. Let's go do it. No, just kidding. But yeah, I am excited for a big giant shark movie. That's the genre I usually watch. But I'm always looking to expand my genres. And my girlfriend's twin sister is a pretty big anime fan, so she's been suggesting ones too. So I do need to dive into this. So I appreciate you sending some recs, dude.
Well, you're in
Uh,
good luck because they have a gigantic anime convention in New York every year at the Javits Center.
there we go. When is that actually?
November 18th, 19th, 20th.
I think I'm gonna have to try to get some tickets to a press pass. I think this will be something fun to cover.
The 3 day passes, VIP passes, and Saturday tickets are already sold out.
All right, gonna have to go for a press pass then. See if I can get lucky on that one.
They
Well,
have
dude,
a whole, for anybody that's interested, they do have a affiliated resale market based on fair value. They run actual models. It's not like you'd expect from Ticketmaster where it's scalpers. It's actual resales, people that can attend. And if you're traveling from abroad, they also have partnered hotels. It's all
damn.
on their
Okay.
website.
Oh, nice. I feel like we did a nice branded spot for these guys, and yeah, that's awesome. Go check them out. I'll put a little mention down here for them. Actually, no, but that actually sounds really cool. Robert, man, I appreciate it. I know you just did 10-hour days. I don't like tying people up, although I would love to invite you back and wax on, or at the very least talk about wrestling because we didn't scratch that surface at all. And I got some shows about that one day I'd love to do. But I want to let you go and be respectful of your time here. One thing, love to ask people, is there anything else that you think people need to know about while watching this video or coming away from your stuff that we haven't talked about yet?
Everything that I've said in my content so far is the most part theory and meant not for others, but for yourself. It's meant to help you control yourself and the energy that you choose to put out. It's not to say that you're solely responsible. You can only control the way you react to something. You can't change the past, only the way you perceive it. So it's helpful to reflect and say, did that really matter? And it's okay to say no, and it's okay to say yes. What's important is that you really thought it through.
Absolutely. Great words of wisdom, man. I really appreciate you taking the time here. And last thing, if we want to follow you, you're on what? Twitch, TikTok, Instagram, any other ones?
I'm on Threads too, but I don't
Threads.
really know how that works yet. I'm so new to the social media thing. I only found out last week how to search sounds on TikTok.
Dude, stay as far away as you can, but I also do think you're dropping some good wisdom here, so keep on dropping them in there. And frog_visage at all of them, correct?
I think on TikTok I'm at Rob, but you should be able to find me frog_visage.
We'll figure it out if there's any deviations. We'll check them out. We'll have all the links in the comments. Rob, thanks so much for talking to us, man. This is really awesome. And like I said, welcome to back anytime. And thanks so much, dude.
I'd love to come back on. Just let me know whenever you want me.
Awesome, dude. Thanks a lot.